Have you ever wondered about the terrifying beings that lurk in the shadows of Indonesian folklore? Across the vast archipelago, a multitude of ghost stories have been passed down from generation to generation, each one more hair-raising than the last. Among these ghostly tales is of the Pocong, a ghost that resembles a person covered in a kain kafan, a white burial robe. This kain kafan is used to wrap the deceased's corpse at an Islamic burial. The white shroud is securely fastened at several points on the body, under the feet, around the body and neck, and over the head to hold the body in place, while it is transported to its final resting place. It is said that if the knots are left undone after the body is buried, it will be unable to travel to the afterlife, and become known as a Pocong. Pocongs come in all shapes and sizes, depending on what the deceased person looked like at the time of death, as well as their state of decomposition. For example, the Pocong of a person who has been dead for years would be more emaciated and skeletal in its appearance, while the Pocong of a recently deceased person would still somewhat resemble his or her former self, albeit for some minor decomposition. A recently deceased Pocong is described as having a pale face and wide, open eyes. Pocongs can also have different facial features as well, some with a dark face and glowing red eyes, and some with hollow eye sockets with a flat face. Not all Pocongs are the same. Some Pocongs are neutral in temperament, revealing themselves to people to relay messages to specific people or ask for prayers so that their transition to the afterlife may be smooth. However, there are other Pocongs who have evil intentions and enjoy torturing the living with their grotesque presence. Due to being unpredictable, it is advised to treat all Pocong with suspicion and caution. They are also not bound to the physical world and can move freely through solid objects with ease, and some are also known to teleport instantly between locations. Pocong are often said to move around by floating above the ground, as opposed to their caricature within pop culture that hop around like rabbits due to their rope bindings. Pocongs can be spotted anywhere, however, around and underneath banana trees is their preferred spot to congregate. Pocongs have been seen to form colonies, which number from a couple of dozen to a few hundred or even thousands. However, it is said that Pocongs are known to act independently and rarely can be seen in pairs or in groups when making themselves known to people. There are many stories of Pocong hauntings, however there are some very unique to their locations. One of such tale is known as the plastic Pocong that haunts the city of Jakarta. Legend goes that this is the Pocong of a pregnant woman who was murdered by her boyfriend. When an autopsy was performed, blood seemed to flow endlessly from the body, even after the incisions were sewn shut. So much blood kept pouring out that the staff at the hospital had to wrap the corpse in plastic in addition to the traditional white cloth prior to being buried in an unmarked location. It is said that this Pocong, wrapped in white cloth and plastic, appears to people because the murdered woman wishes to be freed from her plastic coffin. Another well-known tale is the story of an Andong Pocong from Sidoarjo, East Java, where this Pocong is seen as riding a carriage drawn by a ghostly horse. This story goes that this Pocong is of a young man who was in love with a daughter of a wealthy tax collector. The girl's parents unfortunately disapproved of the young man due to his low social standing, however. The young man's mother approved of the girl and was set to marry in a week. During the wedding ceremony, one of the debt collector's associates witnessed the union and quickly informed the girl's father. Enraged, the girl's father gathered a mob and ran quickly to disrupt the ceremony, however, arrived too late and the union was completed. The couple were already inside the horse cart, known as an andong, leaving the ceremony when they were chased down by the angry mob. Tragically, as the couple in the andong tried to get away, it was struck by a passing truck, killing both the bride and groom as well as the horse. Refusing to pass on to the afterlife, the Pocong, together with his spectral horse and cart, continuously haunt this region of East Java. Pocong Merah, or the Red Shroud Pocong, is one of the more violent and dangerous of the Pocong variants, although it is extremely rare to be seen. This vengeful Pocong is said to manifest from a person who wishes to seek revenge for an abrupt or unpleasant death. Its red color shroud is associated with feelings of anger, rage, bitterness, and vengeance felt by the person prior to the final moments before death. This variant of Pocong is known to attack any living human on sight without any provocation and is believed to be kings or leaders of Pocong colonies. In our final tale, in the rural parts of Yogyakarta, There is a river known as Code River, which is said to be inhabited by a massive colony of Pocongs, numbering in the thousands. This colony is led by a Pocong Mera, who lived in the 20th century as a local shaman that specialized in black magic. The story goes is that this shaman's many practices of the dark arts greatly disturbed the people of the villagers living in the town. One day, a mob was formed to get rid of this shaman. They hunted him down and murdered him in cold blood, as well as mutilating the body by dismemberment, the body parts wrapped in a white shroud which was stained red with blood. The dismembered corpse was then buried under a tree near the riverbank. Due to the violent nature of the shaman's death, his soul swore bloody vengeance on all those who took part in his slaughter. And so, together with thousands of other vengeful Pocongs, have been haunting the Code River to this very day. The Pocong, a manifestation of cultural beliefs and traditions, is a chilling yet fascinating part of Indonesian folklore. From mysterious knocks in the dead of night, to manifestations of numerous entities in the forest, or even ghostly horse-drawn carriages, never take the Pocong lightly, as you never know what its visage portends. Have you had any personal experiences with the Pocong, good or bad? Please share your stories in the comments below. Stay safe.